we need to be proactive, right? It's not just, okay, in San Diego it happened, so now, no. Every city, every town in America, Muslims need to reach out right now, right? And tell their law enforcement, what are you doing to stop Islamophobia? Call the FBI, call the police station, call your local officials, call the White House on a national level, on a local level. We need to be proactive with this. Muslims are very reactive. We need to stop these kind of things from before it's happening. A single Muslim death or single innocent death of any faith is not acceptable, right? Secondly, as you said, within the laws, we need to be armed. We need to know how to use those safely. Gun safety is very important, right? We don't want accidents. We don't want people misusing firearms. Within the law, we need to learn how to effectively use them and make sure that our masajid are protected. Make sure our houses are protected, community centers are protected, where it's not just, okay, we have a security guard. No, like you need to have people there that know how to defend and with proper weaponry within the law, right?
Yeah.
And the last thing that you said about da'wah, this is something everybody can do. Look, Muslims that are changing their names, that are hiding their identity, that are ashamed of who they are, that are trying to fit in and not, even if you're a great person but nobody knows you're Muslim, you're not doing anything for us, right? You need to represent yourself as Muslim. You need to have conversations at work, in your school, with your neighbors. Eid al-Adha is coming up, give some sweets, share the Eid with your neighbors, let them know, you need to take a stand. Yes, we don't celebrate Christmas. Why? Because this is not a part of any religious tradition. Yes, we do celebrate Eid. Why? Because look at the Quran, look at the Hadith, we'll show you evidence, right? We need to be able to have these firm conversations and be firm on our deen. And I'm telling you, from personal experience, even some of the worst Islamophobes will become Muslims. And if they don't, at least, like you said, their Islamophobic ideas will be washed away. I'll just mention one last thing. I was on a flight, and I had this gentleman next to me. It was from Atlanta to San Diego, or San Diego to Atlanta, actually. I was going back. And this gentleman was from Georgia, from a very rural area. And he had the cowboy hat, the cowboy tie, he had the whole outfit. Older gentleman sat next to me, started talking. And he was like, "Are you Muslim?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Is it true that Muslims teach their children how to behead, children by beheading dolls?" I was like, "Absolutely not." "Where did you get that?" He goes, "I heard." I said, "Where did you hear it?" Like, just like I challenged you, I challenged him. "Where did you hear it?" "Well, I saw it on this article." "Where did the article get it from?" Where is the actual eyewitness? And then he realized that he was being fed lies. And we had this long flight, from San Diego to Atlanta. By the end of the flight, he was inviting me to his farm. He was like, "I cannot believe that this is really propaganda." Had me thinking like this about people that agree so much on so many values. When I talked about what we believe about Jesus and what the Jewish faith teaches about Jesus, he was shocked. He didn't think about it. The fact that, according to Jewish belief, Jesus was born out of wedlock, out of illicit relations, and Mary was I don't want to use those kind of words that they use in the Talmud and so on, but we believe that she was a virgin, a pure, a pious woman, and Jesus was born miraculously as a great prophet of Allah, right? When he realized that in that conversation, it changed his whole worldview. So why don't we do that more often?
I 100% agree with everything you said, because I think we are at a very interesting point. The collapse of Zionist propaganda rule over the United States has left a void. The fact that truth has no longer become what is greatest, what is most seen by Americans from their elites. Americans are seeking truth somewhere. They're looking everywhere for it. Muslims need to come in and fill that void ethically and beautifully, not because we seek power, but because we genuinely want to be sources of truth, sources of morality, sources of, yes, your daughter did just get killed, and yes, that is horrific, right? So that people don't feel like they're going insane. I feel like a lot of Americans are going insane. These kids that are shooting up schools and everything. I mean, it's hard, even as a Muslim, not to go insane in these times, and we have the Quran and Allah. So those who don't have it, imagine how much they're going through it, right? We have to be there for them, to fill the void in their hearts and in their minds because of what has left them with the elites and this Epstein's class that has betrayed them.
100%. And I think Muslims need to use social media effectively for the sake of Allah, for Islam, not just for their own personal growth and things like this, because this is the key to showing the world the reality that was swiped under the rug when big media combagna, or whatever they call, organizations would just be spewing Zionist propaganda. When people saw the videos out of Gaza, when they saw with their own eyes what was going on in those countries across the world, it woke people up, right? We have broken the back of all those big organizations like Fox and CNN and this and this and this, which control the narrative. We have a voice now. Let's use it.